Peace and blessings, dear family. Peace and blessings. Um, Today's topic is a topic that's much needed. As you know, masculinity has gotten a bad rap, and so as men, a lot of us are afraid to show any measure of masculinity because through the press, through the media, through many other mediums, they're calling masculinity toxic. But what I want to talk to you about is true masculinity is never toxic. But if cultivated properly, it actually serves as something that improves the quality of life for us, brothers. Now, how do we improve our masculinity? There are 5 ways to do so. And remember, when people think about masculinity, they think about brute force. They think about somebody who's aggressive out of their mind and does damage and acts, shoots up places. I mean, nothing could be further from the truth. That is not masculinity at all. Now, how do you cultivate masculinity? Peace, Lordy, peace. Peace, brother Ben. Peace, everybody. Now, how do we cultivate masculinity? Number one is we have to begin to take care of our physical bodies. That's number one. Now, how do we do that? We do that through eating foods that are going to enhance our hormone, testosterone. That means we have to get plenty of protein. If you are a man, you know that physical strength is important. So that means you have to eat healthy. You can't eat McDonald's every day. You eat a balanced meal. I would suggest you do research on macros. How many carbs do you need? How many fats do you need? And how much protein do you need to build muscle and keep a masculine frame? Now, so let me talk about the physical first. I always ask women, what do they like in a man? And whether they're 20 or 40, there's a reoccurring theme. Some of the young sisters say swag. Other sisters say a brother that knows where he's going in life, know what he's about. You know what I mean? Where is he going to take me? Knows where we're going, what we are doing. So confidence is major. But you know what? Your confidence ain't going to be there if you're not at your physical best. See, confidence is mental. But you're much more confident when you know you are at a proper weight. You know you're strong. Some brothers are just, they just brothers who are going to lift the gym. Everybody ain't got to be a brother that lifts the gym. But a brother, and they've done research about this. There's something about a brother that has good posture, takes up space, and walks into a room confident. That's called masculine frame. But masculine frame physically got to be backed up by confidence on the inside. So there's a lot of brothers that walk around like they're the ish, like they're confident, but they're not confident on the inside. They are not able on the inside to feel that. So whether you are 200 pounds, 6'1", and you look confident, you can't be a brother that looks confident, doesn't feel that confidence. Now, how do you feel the confidence? It gets to my second point. Not just physical frame, masculine frame, but usually the reason why a 30-year-old brother that knows his purpose is much more powerful than a 20-year-old brother trying to find his purpose is because masculinity and purpose is interchangeable. Purpose means, and this is why I say to young brothers, find out what you're supposed to be doing. That means you got to try different things, but don't get stuck. A lot of us get stuck in a 9 to 5 that we hate, and we on it for 10 years, and we know it's not serving us purpose. We've got to be able to step out with courage and then out there and try different things. Am I into sales? Am I into investing? Am I a community entrepreneur? Am I into the trades? What is my thing? And when you find your thing, that builds confidence, because usually when you find your thing, you're better at your thing than many other people. Then you can make a living. And finances and financial stability adds to your confidence in this world. If you are trying to make it and you ain't got a dime in your pocket, then you're not going to be as confident as you can as a brother. So financial stability and purpose is a part of masculine energy. Brother, we always go-getters. We get up early and make it happen. Now, a lot of brothers that are masculine want a feminine woman. But the way you attract a feminine woman is to be masculine, because masculinity and femininity are compatible, not enemy-like. So there's 3 reasons that purposes, 3 ways that we've gone over. Masculine frame physically, knowing your purpose mentally, and also being financially stable. We are providers. We are protectors. You can't provide and protect for your children when they don't know where their next meal is coming from. So we are by nature hunters and warriors. So the next way to feed your masculine energy is through education, but a certain kind of education. I love to read books about, we're going to get into emotional stability, because emotional stability for a man is something different that I got to teach you about. Because a lot of you think that men that wear their emotions on their sleeves, that's emotional stability. No, it's not. Emotional stability means you're in touch with your emotions, and nobody can read you on the outside because you have done the emotional work. And sometimes that takes a mentor, finding another brother you can kick it with, to let him know how you feel, and then going before your family stable. Because one thing that we'll have to realize is that in this world, weakness never wins. I don't want a businessman that gets in front of me and is emotionally sappy, or gets on the job and didn't do the emotional cleaning or the therapy or the coaching in private, so he can come forth as somebody who's together. And research says brothers emote differently. And we're going to get into that one day. Brothers emote differently. The school system penalizes us for being young men. They don't understand that as a man, the hormone testosterone already makes you aggressive. They were interviewing a female bodybuilder who was taking testosterone, because a lot of women take male hormones to build muscle in these sports. And she could not believe that after taking the male hormone, how aggressive she became. And she even said she was hornier and wanted sex more. What they don't understand is that men are aggressive. We're supposed to be aggressive. We're supposed to be dominant, but we have to balance that through rational thinking. So I can't get out of here and become a straight killer, because rationally it makes no sense. I can't cultivate my family from a jail cell. I can't build business by spending time using my aggression in the wrong way. I got to channel that aggression another way. So men are supposed to be, boys are supposed to be aggressive, because we're warriors by nature. So masculine energy, part of it is feeding masculine energy through education. Now, how do we do that? Read a lot of books on leaders who were warriors. Look at military strategy. Find ways to overcome and outthink your opposition. Brothers who are coming from prison, I always tell them, what got you in prison most times is that your thinking was not liberated. And when your thinking is not liberated, as a man thinks, so is he. If your thinking is limited and you don't see unlimited and abundant life, you're going to end up doing things that you believe are necessary for the time to get you what you want. A brother understands strategy. There's more ways than one to skin a cat. So warriors would rather get and win over their enemy through strategy than to do something that risks their lives and others that are with them. So masculinity is not about going out here and doing dumb stuff. Masculinity is about strategy. I understand the laws of the land. How can I, within the laws of the land, see what I need, strategize, be rational? Now, here's the thing about emotion. Since this other Facebook user, I don't know who you are, talked about emotional stability. As men, we get emotional. We deal with our emotions. That's why I believe in men's support groups. That's why I believe in having mentors. But we don't make emotional decisions. Because when you make decisions based on your emotions, in the moment, you're sorry for what you have done. A brother that picks up a gun out of emotion and kills another brother, that was not a rational decision. There's nothing masculine about that. A man that gets upset with his woman in the house. And let's ease back a little bit. As a masculine man, you command respect. We don't need to raise our voices. We don't need to raise our hands. When we're respected by the women in our lives, we don't have to do any of that. The problem is we are not cultivating our masculinity in a way that commands respect. You don't have to yell, you don't have to scream, but the masculine energy that you exude is worthy of respect. Some of us, our children don't even respect us, and the dog don't respect us, much less the woman in your life. So respect has nothing to do with your physical prowess. It has everything to do with how you handle yourself, carry yourself, treat yourself, and about how you utilize your mind. I would rather be a wise, rational thinking brother than a brother that responds out of the heat of the moment with emotion. There's a scripture in the Bible that says that God's ways are not our ways. Now, I want to put a spin on this because in the root of everything, in essence, we're God. Our divine nature, we're God. We're inseparable. And a lot of us don't understand. So when I say purpose, a lot of brothers will say, well, it's my purpose to, get out here and sell dope. No. Your purpose is always divine. It's always good. The problem is our purpose. And before we can find our purpose, we're out here producing babies, children. We're out here getting into things. And your purpose is what directs your decision making. Brothers who know their purpose make sound decisions. And your life is the sum total of your decisions. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So cultivate your masculine energy. Education is one of the ways. Now, how do we cultivate it? Number one, brothers, a lot of us need mentors. We need to see a brothers that are already in position that we want to be in. And we got to draw from them. And we got to ask them how they did it. And we don't become them, but we find ourselves and we take certain characteristics and aspects from them. And we utilize those certain aspects from them and we add to ourselves. No two brothers are the same. No two snowflakes are the same. No two atoms are the same. Nothing on this planet is the same. That's why you can't be another brother. You may admire him, but you can't be him. But you can draw from aspects of his life. And every one of us has failed in some circumstance. We have failed in circumstance. We have failed in certain areas. And as we fail and get back up, we're qualified to guide another brother so he don't make the same mistakes. That's education. Not only reading books, you got to be able to read people. Now, the last component of masculinity is, and this is something that I really want to get into one day. Brothers, you got to know how to connect to other brothers. The issue today is that we're disconnected. And when we connect with other brothers, and this is the thing, when you do your research, you find men are different in the way that we connect. Men don't just get up and start talking. We don't communicate that way. A lot of people say, well, brothers need to communicate. We do communicate, but our communication is different. Our brain makeup is different. Our physiology is different. Our biology is different. Our hormonal balance is different. We communicate differently. Usually when brothers get together, it's for a purpose. And this is what I want to say lastly. You cannot form bonds with other brothers until you know what your purpose is, because we get together based on purpose. The brothers that I connect with are brothers that are about knowledge of themselves and improving their community, specifically through entrepreneurship, self-education, building their own schools, building their own businesses. I'm about that. I could never get with brothers that don't like autonomy, doing for self, and they want to do a whole lot of other things. I just don't bond with that crew. And there's nothing wrong with not bonding with certain brothers that's not about what you're about. We can love each other, but you need to find your tribe, because within your tribe is your vibe. And no man is an island. You need your brothers. Yesterday, 2 brothers I reached out to, I won't say, but these 2 brothers, I know they are going through something. And because we're leaders in our community, the brother can't go to his daughter who's looking up to him. The brother may not be able to go to the woman in his life that's looking to him for strength, but he can go to his brother. That's why I believe that we got to have support systems. Too many brothers commit suicide because we don't know who to turn to. So I'm going to go over the 5 ways to cultivate masculine energy. Number 1, hold masculine frame. Now, holding masculine frame means that we're not moved that easily from, from our position. A brother can't get you upset if you don't want to be upset. Sister can't get you upset if you don't want to be upset. And when you do, you got to find a way to share your emotion with somebody you trust, to deal with the emotions and go back in the world emotionally stable, because men emote differently. All right? 2, know your purpose. You don't know who you are as a man, and your masculinity is weakened when you don't know your purpose in life. Your decisions are based on where you're going and what your purpose is. Number 3, study, educate yourself on great men that have done great things. Find a mentor, find brothers that got what you want. All right. Number 4, the other thing that we have to learn how to do, brothers, is we're going to have to learn how to find our tribe, other brothers that are going where you're going, and then keep up with those brothers and connect. So I might have mixed up a couple of them together, but y'all understand what I'm saying. Masculinity is not toxic. Now let's go over toxic masculinity. When they say toxic masculinity, they're talking about brothers who are abusive to women physically. A man that's holding masculine frame, he don't have to raise his voice or lift his hand. He commands respect. When they talk about toxic masculinity, they're talking about brothers who may be emotionally unstable. What I notice about men who are not groomed by other men, they don't understand that problems are going to come, so they make decisions on emotions. Never make your decisions based on emotions. Make them on rational, sound intellect, and deal with your emotions. Remember that biblical scripture, for God's ways are not our ways, for his thinking is not as below our higher than our thinking. For as the heavens ascend higher than the earth, so are his ways higher than our ways, his thoughts higher than our thoughts. That higher thought is reason. Reason is mental mathematics. It's the highest way of looking at repercussions and what may happen and then making a decision. So the 48-hour rule is when somebody pisses you off, don't react, deal with those emotions and come back within 48 to 72 hours and make your decision. Peace and blessings, my dear family. I'm talking masculinity, positive masculinity, which is so much needed in our community right now. Peace, love, and light.